I said, hey, what do you know about Shedeur? He goes, I love this tape. Greg really thought, I just remember it distinctly because I had heard some stuff about Shedeur before the draft, just about, how serious is he about being great? And the league kind of told you what they thought. He dropped to the 5th round. But Greg told me that the tape was pretty good.
I ain't never lost. Never in my life.
What up, though, NevaLoss fam? It's your man, BDB. You tuned in to the NevaLoss pod, man. Y'all already know. Hey, listen, today we got to tune in to the Ken Carmen Show. They are still talking shit, still pushing this character issues for Shedeur Sanders. That's why he dropped in the draft. We got to talk about it because this one is very important, mainly because you'll see they're talking to Adam Scheffler. He'll talk about how, Shedeur was graded high during the draft. He was expected to go high. He said no later than the 3rd round, which everybody had him as the 1st or 2nd quarterback off the board. Most people had him as a top 5 pick throughout the whole draft process. Even when they start bashing him, they start saying he may be a late 1st rounder, but nobody thought he was going in the 3rd round. If you look at how the draft is going this go round with Fernando Mendoza and Ty Simpson, you'll see how thirsty the media and everybody is for quarterbacks to be drafted high. It's just a narrative thing that they love to push because Ty Simpson had a horrible season, and yet now they're trying to convince you that he should be going in the 1st round or 2nd round. This just kind of lets you know, even in a quarterback class where they may think it's not so great, with Shedeur and Cam Ward was lights out. Even in those type of classes, there's always a push for quarterbacks to go high, just for the media's sake. So it's complete bullshit, but I'm gonna let them cook. We're gonna check it out, and then we're gonna come back. Yeah, you'll see every time he'll keep saying, man, his talent was good, but they kept saying character issues. But he'll never specifically point out what those issues is, which again lets me know it was a thing with the media all collaborating together, pushing this character flaw thing, but never elaborating on what those character flaws are supposed to be. But let's check it out, man, and we'll talk about it.
I'm ready to roll the dice for at least this year with him. Should we be thinking about Ty Simpson at number 6, or maybe a small trade back and taking him still high in the 1st round?
It's probably early, but by the way, for folks out there, for your listeners, Greg Cosell works with us at Inside the Birds, and we just dropped it this morning, our quarterback breakdown of just about every quarterback who could be drafted within the first 5 rounds. So we covered Ty Simpson. So that's Inside the Birds. If you follow me on Twitter, Kaplan NFL, you can see I retweeted it. We'll have some information out on that later in the day. But Ty Simpson's an interesting quarterback. If there are going to be 2 that go in the 1st round, he certainly will be the other quarterback. He's a guy who's got a lot of talent, a lot of upside, but he needs further development. It's a little bit early for me. What I do like about the Brown situation in terms of draft picks, they've got 3 in the first 39.
So as y'all see, they already pushing this Ty Simpson. He's honest. He said that's a little early, but everybody know he's a 3rd, 4th round quarterback, man. But that they're trying to make into a 1st or 2nd round because it's a quarterback draft class that's not strong, and they're trying to make his potential outweigh his performances in big games and late in that season. So we'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. It's been an orchestrated push to make him a 1st round pick, man. I'm gonna let him keep going though.
This is a roster that needs a lot of work. It's a very middling roster. That's the way it's seen around the National Football League. But the quarterback situation, really, guys, they got to get this right. Shedeur, we'll get to him in a second, who's a very intriguing quarterback, no doubt about it. But no matter what Andrew Berry does, until they get the quarterback position right, they're not going to be a solid playoff team. It's like this every year. We know that with the Browns. They've got to get this thing right.
Do you believe that Shedeur has a chance to get this right, or are we just kicking the can down the road until 2027?
All right, so here's the way that they think about it, based on my conversations with people around the Browns.
You'll see he asked him straight up, what do you think? And he'll say this is how they're thinking about it. It's the same thing Anthony Lyman keeps doing. I mean, not Anthony Lyman. It's the same thing Jason Lloyd keeps doing. We're not asking you what everybody's saying. We're asking you what you think. But he's going to talk about the noise around the Browns building.
Also coaches who know what's going on there. But there was this belief in coaching circles that if you want to work with the Browns, you've got to at least believe that Shedeur Sanders will be a factor in the quarterback position. Nobody's handing him the job, to be clear. But there was this belief that, look, there's talent with this guy. There's no doubt about it. As a matter of fact, I strongly believe, had there not been concerns with his character, it would not have gotten out of 3rd round. He's a drop back quarterback. He's not a runner. He can scramble. He's not a runner. There's a lot of talent with this guy. The question is he committed to being it? Is he talented? Is he committed to being and developing his talent? That was the issue coming to the draft. That's why he dropped to the 5th round, which definitely was surprising. I'll admit it. I thought he'd go earlier. But based on the teams I spoke with, who interviewed him, who talked to him before the draft, you can see why he dropped. Now, that was then. This is now. He's got a wonderful chance to be the quarterback of the future. I'm very interested to see what Andrew Berry does with all this draft capital. He set them up pretty well. As I mentioned, 3 picks in the top 39. They've got a 3. They've got a 4, 2, 5, to 6, and 7. But quarterback, guys, is not the only position. They have very little depth on this football team. They haven't been very aggressive, other than they're rebuilding their offensive line. Potentially, they're going to have 5 new starters, certainly going to have 4. The question is what they do with DeJuan Jones, who's spent 3 years on injured reserve. They got to figure out the left tackle position. But to move this forward here, guys, they've got a lot of questions. There's no question about it right now. There's a big mystery about where this roster's going.
Adam Kaplan with us. I want to follow up. We'll get to some other things outside of Shedeur, because I'm very interested in your perspective on a lot of that and what you've been hearing around the NFL. You said something that is going to be very triggering to a lot of our fans, and I want to be as fair as we possibly can be here. You used the term character about the fall. We all know that Shedeur plummeted in the draft. Can't believe with his skill set that he fell all the way. A guy that we were talking about, a first rounder, potentially at one point before the combine. And after the combine, all we heard is nobody has a first round grade on him. And then he ends up getting taken in the 5th. And his fan base, they wondered about a conspiracy, wondered what was going on.
Yeah, and he said nobody had a first round grade. That's cap. That's super cap. You know that it was well renowned that he was going to be a top 5 pick. And again, the coordinated effort by the media. As you'll see, man, if you check out my Shedeur movie part 1, we got part 2 dropping in a few days, man. So it was a coordinated effort by the media which plummeted his draft stock, and maybe they convinced the GMs around the league that hey, he wasn't worth a first round pick. But his talent, his numbers, you know, everything he did in college, you know, the way he worked with less, the pressure he was under, he showed, you know, the way he turned around them organizations that he was more than he was definitely a high first round pick, top 5. To be honest with you, I think he should have been top 1, but let him keep going.
Felt that he could fall that far. You use the term character. What specifically are you hearing? Because since he's been here, I got to defend him. He has been so likable. He's been out in the community. He seems to be a guy putting in all the work from everything we've heard. What were you hearing character?
All right, it's nothing to do with off the field. We're not talking about getting in any trouble. We're talking about was he totally committed to being a great quarterback? You watch the tape, again, everything I've been told that.
You hear that? Was he totally committed to being a great quarterback? What does that mean? You could say, hey, all right, hey, did he work hard? Hey, did he do all the other things? Did he watch film? Did he do? It's like, hey, we seen video Shedeur. They record everything. He's field room. He's grinding. You seen him in Cleveland. He's busting his ass to be the starter. Yeah, granted his pop was the coach at the teams he was on, so it was a guarantee he was starting. But look what he had to accomplish and do to build those teams up. So I think they use this obscure character issue. Is he committed to being a championship level, or is he committed to being a great football player? Because it's so obscure, you can't really put your finger on what exactly they're saying. Because you can't really say he don't work hard. Everybody's seen the work. You can't say he don't got the talent. You can't say he does he's out in the public drinking and partying and doing cocaine like Johnny Manziel or some shit. You can't say that. None of that exists. So you use an obscure character issue. We're not sure if he's committed, but you never put your finger on what are you actually saying, and it just leaves it up in the air for them to draw their own conclusions on what's happening. And unfortunately, it worked.
From a talent standpoint, should go no further than the 3rd round. There was no conspiracy, folks. It's such complete nonsense. For people who are plugged in, for folks who cover the league, or if you talk to coaches and front office executives, you know, you heard stuff. Because I was kind of surprised. I mean, 5th round was ridiculous. But there was a sense that, is he committed to being a great player? Is he totally committed to doing it? And no, everything I heard last season was good. Around the coaching staff, they were happy with his progress. And I know Andrew Berry drafted him. He wants to see him do well. And it's just a situation. Guys just don't drop because of happenstance. Like, it's not like 32 teams wake up, you know what, guys? Let's just not draft him in the 1st round. It doesn't work that way. There's always a reason, no matter what the conspiracy theorists think.
Well, I got to ask another follow-up to that, because that's Adam Kaplan joining us, NFL insider, host for SiriusXM and Inside the Birds. Greg Cosell works for them for Inside the Birds. They had a breakdown of the film and Ty Simpson, that dropping today, right there, Adam? Is that right?
Yes.
I say Adam Scheffler. It's Adam Kaplan. I messed that up, but keep going.
Yeah, okay. In fact, you know what? Greg told me, I remember, I said, hey, what do you know about Shedeur? He goes, I love this tape. Greg really thought, I just remember it distinctly, because I heard some stuff about Shedeur before the draft, just about, you know, how serious serious is he about being great? And the league kind of told you what they thought. He dropped in the 5th round. But Greg told me that the tape was pretty good. Greg only goes by what he sees. He's not into the chatter, the rumors, and that stuff. I just remember him. He and I exchanged notes after the draft, and I said, Greg, I understand if clubs don't trust you, you're going to drop at that position, especially that position. But he's never been in any trouble. It's still surprising. I'm just going to be honest with you. And I hope. Look, I do hope that he winds up being their starting quarterback, and it works out. And because you guys, Browns fans have been through so much. I've covered this business 27 years, and the Browns a lot. I've done a lot of work on them.
Yeah, so this is the thing, man. This is the thing, and I mean, I don't think he's being fair in the sense that you're willing to say so, without a shadow of a doubt, that one, there was no conspiracy, but two, it was his character issues, while not being able to point out what the character flaw was. And then, you say, hey, man, I really wanted to work out. I want Shedeur to be you giving yourself an out. It's like, hey, man, I'm seeing that he's actually everything we thought he was going to be early, man. And I want to give myself an out to be like, hey, shit, I was always on the side that I think he can be great. I was always on that side where I thought, hey, he's going to cook up. He was going to be really good in this league. But, it was just the whispers from all around. It's like, what's the agendas of these people with these whispers? Why y'all won't put a name on everything? Why y'all won't point out exactly what was the thing that was the character issue? What did he do? Was it because he wasn't required in Colorado to talk to reporters all the time, which is y'all livelihood, and y'all know he's the biggest thing in college sports. So if you get to sit down and talk to him, it blows up. You're going to get a lot of clicks. You're going to get a lot of eyes on it. It's going to make your status go up just a touch, man, and they didn't have to talk to anybody. Was it that? Or was it something, what happened? What did he do? Shit, did he steal something at a grocery store? So like, y'all keep saying these character issues, but y'all not building on what actually it is, which leads me to believe that there was no character issues. People just didn't like him because they couldn't use him the way they wanted to use him.
Browns over the years, and unfortunately, they've really never gotten a ready quarterback, as you well know.
Well, and there was another little snippet in there, Adam. Was it a requirement for guys who were interviewed to be open-minded for Shedeur to be the starter this year? Is that what I'm to take from that?
No, it wasn't. But let's put it this way. This is from coaches I spoke with. If you thought Shedeur could not even compete, if Todd Monken, for instance, we even talked about Monken. If Monken was telling against it, I can't imagine he would have gotten the job. That's my opinion based on people I spoke with. We'll never know for sure. But everything they've done so far at the quarterback position, which has been zero, as you know, Watson, we know about the Watson situation. Dylan Gabriel's a backup. Shedeur's got way more talent than Gabriel. Now, we haven't gotten to the draft yet. If they don't draft the quarterback in the first 2 rounds, they've already told you where this is headed, that Shedeur's going to absolutely compete for the starting job. And there's nothing out there. Aaron Rodgers hasn't come to Cleveland. There's not a quarterback right now that's out there on the street. And as I open my Excel file here, I'm looking at who's out there. There's nobody. Kirk Cousins, I'm not saying they're all Cousins, but there's no quarterback out there on the street that could say, yeah, he's going to be the starter. So
we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there, man. As I reported before, Shedeur is the savior, man. Ain't nobody coming to save y'all, and well, maybe not. Save isn't the right word, but save y'all from Shedeur, I guess I should say. Shedeur is y'all starter. He's your savior. Unfortunately, y'all still get to ride the wave to some big things in Cleveland, man. He's gonna turn around the organization. Y'all new stadium that's coming in. Y'all gonna pack it out, man. All because 12 came to the team. And I heard 12 might be changing the number back to 2, man. I'm gonna have to update my jersey, man. I'm anxious to see if the number change is a real thing, man. But hey, listen, Shedeur, keep doing your thing, man. They're turning around because they see, like, hey, at the end of the day, he's gonna be the starting quarterback. I hope they put more positivity into him this go round. I hope they push, how great that he could be, his potential. He showed a lot of great things with very little talent on the team, on the field with him last year, man. So Cleveland media, I hope y'all get it right, man. Push positivity. Let the league know y'all behind Shedeur. Y'all want to see him do big things, man. BDB, NevaLoss Pod, man. We out of here.